30.
Call this dude up.
Been kissing ass with the wife all week.
Bro. I call this dude up in like 4:30, and he's playing video games.
Shit. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. The video games suck though, man. They too hard now. I played NBA 2K, man. I'm just too old for that.
You gotta
shit.
press a button to turn your head. You gotta press a button to pass.
I mean,
you gotta press a button to aim, and you gotta press another button to shoot.
You gotta press a button to set your feet on defense.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's you used to be able to just run around. Right. Now you gotta press a button to set your feet.
Whatever happened to double dribble?
Man, I miss them days, bro.
Yo.
Double dribble, arch rivals.
Arch rivals was the shit.
Man, I remember
that's the one with the street ball, right? Where
man, you go knock a motherfucker out.
Yeah.
That's running up the floor.
That was fun.
You just go clock him in the back of his head.
NBA Jam. Took it to another level. That was I got the NBA Jam.
Matter of fact,
Xbox version at home.
I seen something not that long ago. They actually have some kind of code or something that you can unlock Jordan in NBA Jam, because you remember you never.
Well,
used to be able...
they still making them.
No, this is the old NBA Jam. I guess somebody must have found the code.
They always had a Jordan code, but
nobody ever knew it. I think they just I'm not sure the article. Either they just cracked it or they just made one up. You know, for.
Well, who was on the Bulls team at the time when the NBA Jam came out?
Was it?
It had to be Pippen. It was Pippen and who else?
You had Horace Grant. You had Horace Grant. Probably had Kukoc. Probably had Steve Kerr. B.J. Armstrong. John Paxson.
Yeah, I remember.
Bill Cartwright.
All video, like Jordan was his own brand. He was on no video games, like none at all. They even like the NBA games back then. The
only game I remember him on
NBA
was
Live, right? When
remember they had the Bulls versus Trailblazers game. I think it might have been for Super Nintendo. I think that was the only game I remember Jordan on.
That was a lame.
Because it was actually it was actually licensed. You know, the way the Bulls could be on there.
Well. NBA Live when that first came out back in the day, which is the Madden version of NBA.
What came first, NBA Live or Madden? I guess Madden came first, huh?
That's close. Yeah, definitely.
That was all like Sony PlayStation 1 type shit.
No, it was. I had it for Sega Genesis. I had.
NBA Super Live. Nintendo had Madden. I guess an NBA Live too.
I remember like Jordan. You had Jordan the player. But you didn't have Jordan.
We just said number 23?
Yeah. It was him. You knew it was him because he was fucking over everybody.
He was the best player on the court.
But he had no name.
I'd always change the name and it'd say Raleigh on the back of that shit.
The same thing they did when Madden had the All-Star teams like that.
Was Montana like that?
Oh, I think so.
I know one of them good quarterbacks. It was either Montana or Marino. One of them you couldn't be in the early versions of Madden.
It might have been both. I know Montana was branded too.
That's crazy, yeah. Now everybody falls under that umbrella.
Yep.
So back then they either make their own money on their own branding. I would imagine that'd be better, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Well, you either made all kind of money or you didn't make anything. You know
that's the reason why they don't make the college games anymore, because everybody was pissed.
It's
that you had Leonard Fournette back there, but it said number 7, LSU number 7. Everybody knew who he was.
That's tying into the fact that they don't get paid, so they're not getting paid for that either.
Man, that'll take 2 hours to talk about that.
Even the players like that were on the cover were always drafted once they actually made the cover.
Simple solution to that problem is I think players should be able to get paid off their own shit. If they sell their own jerseys, they should be able to get their own cut for their own jersey.
Right, if you're like a superstar, but I still think.
I mean, at the very least, they ought to let them have like 20% of their jersey sales.
I think like NCAA players, they don't get paid. All right, let's say they don't get paid, but you hear all these stories about these dudes that don't even have nothing to eat when they come home at night. Those guys should be treated similar to the military. Like they give you everything you need. Like your salary is not big, but you have free everything. You know what I mean? So you don't have to spend any money.
Yeah, you go to chow hall, eat as much as you want.
Right. So they should have, the players should have that at least. Like to where they don't have to spend any money. If you're not going to make any money, at least you don't have to spend any money. Or something small, like just give them a little cut. Just a little something that they can have, because they can't work outside. Like that is their job. is playing football, basketball, whatever they do. You know what I mean? They doing that year round, so they don't have. That takes away the time that they can have that part-time job to get through college.
you read stories and hear things how they're not allowed to take the classes they want to take for their majors because they have to practice and exercise.
Right. That's saying like Arian Foster. We talked about that. How he, like he couldn't be what he wanted to be because that conflicts with your football schedule. Like saying no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that these dudes should be compensated in some kind of way. Like I understand, it's what they're doing. It's a negotiation. The players are going to shoot high, and the NCAA is going to shoot low. So they got to meet. They're going to eventually meet somewhere in the middle.
Well, their problem is all the sports that don't make money for the school. How do you monetize them? How do you pay the tennis player? How do you pay the girls softball player that doesn't make money for the school?
Yeah, but she's still grinding for the school.
But isn't she working just as hard as the football player?
That's what I'm saying. She's still grinding. Like, she's got to do just.
But these are sports that are losing money. I'm going to present the counter argument. These sports are losing money while football is bringing the money in.
Right.
So should football pay the way for every sport?
I mean, just because that. Not in college. Like, I think that's what I'm saying. Because
eventually you're going to get into. Eventually, you're gonna get into like the war of sex. Like women gonna feel like they want to pay.
It's not a capitalistic society, a free market society. Like
that's why I said the easy way to handle it would be let the players make money off their own brand. Like if you let them sell their own jerseys, let them do autographs. To do that
on the side too. Like you superstation, but the NCAA is making some serious cake that they're not breaking bread. And if we completely eliminated this sport altogether, they wouldn't have that money.
Well, I think what eventually is going to happen is these football programs, they just going to say, fuck you, NCAA, and they're going to go run and do their own thing. Like the SC, they're going to have their own football entity.
Yeah, and like football on the side.
Yeah, basketball, y'all stay with the NCAA. We're going to go ahead and do this over here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And we'll pay our players.
I could see that.
Off of that.
But you're gonna be able to give these guys a degree. Well,
what you do is you take away their scholarships, and they actually become employees for the school.
Yeah, and they work for their education.
And they'll pay their own way to go to school. The only way they can play on the team is if they go to the school, but they work for the school.
I could see that happen, and it's similar to some of these private schools that certain athletes that they want can't afford to go to the school. I hear that with Curtis all the time. Like John
Curtis. It's kind of like that.
Like you fill up the concession stand and work the concession.
Fundraise on the weekends.
Sweep the floor, blah, 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 and that'll pay you way.
Come wash cars.
Yeah, something.
Come wash cars.
Pay for your,
my boys in Boston would say.
Pay for your tuition. And I still think, like I said, they should be compensated in some kind of way, and also your superstars, like your Leonard Fournette. Like if you can go out there and go brand yourself, if you're good enough to do that, if you can talk Nike into giving you some money, why can't you? You should be able to talk Nike into giving you some money.